Sunsparks versus ONIC Philippines MPL Philippines Season 4 Grand Final. The Tagalog, isang one hit na lang, means just one hit left. It's become the name for a single moment in MPL Philippines history, and arguably the most replayed comeback the league has ever produced. During MPL Season 4, 2019, ONIC Philippines are rookies. The roster had entered the season under a different name, Dream High Gaming, before being acquired and rebranded partway through, now playing in their first ever Grand Final. By Game 4, ONIC is on the verge of winning it all, their first championship in their debut season.
Kaibigan, si Pusa ay nalaman natin. Dalawa pa, triple kill ang Lucky by Dilar. And now there's only just one. Reggio pala natin sila tapusin. Hinihila pa balik ng manok na pula. Yung base! Yung base! Oh
Isang one hit na lang!
Oh!
Isang one hit na lang, Kuya Sidbu!
Ganun sila kalapit para mapigilan ng ONIC maging champion.
ONIC pushes for the finishing blow. They get their shot. Sunsparks' base structure is down to a sliver of health. One more hit ends the series. Sunsparks doesn't just survive Game 4, they win it, forcing the series to a fifth and final game.
What was that?
The Game 5 runs in 25 minutes, tight from start to finish. Sunsparks closes it out, taking the series 3 games to 2, denying ONIC Philippines on their first championship by the narrowest possible margin. One missed hit 3 games earlier. Sunsparks becomes the first team in MPL Philippines history to win back-to-back championships, following up their Season 4 title with another in Season 5. ONIC Philippines wouldn't win an MPL Philippines title until Season 14, 5 years later. Of every reversal in Philippine Mobile Legends history, this is the one fans still call by name. Not the score, not the date. Just 4 words. Isang one hit na lang.
Team ONIC PH!
Tumayo dito sila Blesa. Ay, mayroon lang pala animation.
Walang videos! Walang videos!
Walang videos! Walang videos!
Walang videos!
Oh my God! Nice na lang! Nice one! We have a game on!
Evos Legends vs RRQ Hoshi M1 Series. On November 17, 2019, Mobile Legends held its first major tournament in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, for the very first grand final of the Mobile Legends M1 World Championship. Evos Legends and RRQ Hoshi are the 2 best teams out of Indonesia, had already met once in this tournament. Evos swept RRQ 3 games to 0 in the upper bracket final. RRQ fought back through the lower bracket, beating Malaysia's Todak 3 games to 1 to force a rematch. This time, the format is best of 7, the longest series of the tournament. Game 1 alone runs 34 minutes. Games 2, 3, and 4 move faster, the longest under 19 minutes. But the series swings hard toward RRQ. By the end of Game 4, Evos Legends, the team that had swept RRQ just days earlier, is 1 loss away from watching their rivals take the first world title in franchise history. Evos refuses to fold.
Evos!
They win Game 5 in just over 12 minutes. They win Game 6 in under 16. The final game lasts 8 minutes and 2 seconds.
Here it is, the final push. They're going in for it. They're looking to destroy the pistol. The backline's in trouble. The blazing to one chain enough. The arrival from Liam buys enough time.
Evos Legends close it out, completing a comeback from a 1-3 deficit to win the series 4 games to 3. Juan is named MVP of 3 of the 7 games. Ura takes home finals MVP for the series overall. Evos Legends becomes the first ever Mobile Legends World Champion, splitting a $250,000 prize pool as the answer to a question the region had been asking since the game's earliest tournaments. Who is the best in the world? The rivalry between Evos and RRQ didn't end there. The 2 teams would go on to meet in Indonesian League finals for years afterward. But no meeting between them carried more weight than this one. Alter Ego vs RRQ Hoshi, MPL Season 6. On October 18, 2020, RRQ Hoshi and Alter Ego are tied 2 games apiece in the MPL Indonesia Season 6 Grand Final. RRQ already owned 2 league titles from Seasons 2 and 5. A loss here hands the trophy to Alter Ego instead. Everything comes down to Game 5.
Go, go, go!
RRQ Hoshi commits to an unusual draft. 2 marksmen in the same lineup. Alter Ego takes an early lead, but by the 13-minute mark, RRQ fights them off and secures the first Lord of the game. It isn't enough to end things. RRQ takes a total of 4 Lords over the course of the match, but Alter Ego's defense holds every single time. Then, Alter Ego finds their opening.
Very cannot even stop saying it. They're losing 3 members right now. R7 really tries to run so fast right now because Alter Ego, they are chasing over R7. Sally Boy, still one more with the wolf formation. And even the consequences from R7. I don't know if he's still have it. I think we'll be the maniac of Sally Boy. And this is the moment for Team.
They break into RRQ base and reach the main turret. One more hit ends the game in Alter Ego's favor. It doesn't land. Captain Albert's marksman defense holds. RQ keeps their base standing by that single hit and turns the fight back around. The game ends just before the 42-minute mark. Final score, 33 kills to 32. RQ Hoshi wins the series 3-2, becoming the first team in MPL Indonesia history to win back-to-back championships. Albert is named MVP of 3 of the 5 games, including the decider. Execration versus NXP MPLPH Season 6, Game 3. One of the most watched and favorite teams during the pandemic had their first match watched by over 500,000 people on both Facebook and YouTube Live during MPL Season 6. Execration and NXP Solid play a decisive Game 3, tied 1 game apiece. NXP Solid controls the entire game. By the 13-minute mark, they lead by 10,000 gold and roughly 17 kills to 6. They've already taken the Lord. To win, NXP needs to destroy just 2 inhibitor turrets and the Nexus. Execration has 3 structures left standing, including the throne itself. NXP pushes toward Execration's base to close it out. Execration's Chaknu is waiting on Atlas.
Tumalon doon si Yawi, dinikit sila lahat doon sa may tore, but the Fatal Links will hit on too, but the Deathless of Blade will be there. It will be enough nga kaya, but H2O, mapapatay ni Zabdu Chester going in para doon sa atas. Medyo unti naubos niya dito ang NXP Solid. Eto, Max having a triple kill and as well with hate na buhay pa rin. Unang patay niya yon, pero it's a shutdown and a wipeout dito.
Execration doesn't stop to celebrate. They run the map down the middle lane and close out the base before NXP can recover from the wipe. Execration takes Game 3, and with it, the series 2-1. The footage of that single fight, one grapple from Chaknu, erasing a 10,000 gold, 11 kill deficit in seconds, would go on to rack up nearly 6 million views on the official Mobile Legends Facebook page alone. The Miracle Set, Execration versus BREN Esports, MPLPH Season 7. BREN Esports entered this match as reigning M2 World Champions. 2 days earlier, they'd been knocked into the lower bracket by a narrow 2-3 loss to Blacklist International. Execration, on the other hand, finished the regular season with a losing record, 6 wins, 7 losses, and had already survived 2 full best-of-5 elimination matches against ONIC Philippines and Omega Esports, just to reach this round. On paper, it isn't close. Game 1 confirms it. BREN wins 22 kills to 9 in 22 minutes. Game 2 goes the same way. A narrower fight, but another BREN win, putting Execration down 0-2 and 1 loss from elimination. Game 3 is where it turns. Around the 15-minute mark, BREN pushes for what looks like the series-ending fight. Execration repels it. By the 24-minute mark, Execration has the momentum and starts pushing into BREN's base. BREN, the world champions, respond with a defense of their own, holding their base and forcing a stalemate past the 30-minute mark. For the next 20 minutes, Execration finally finds the opening. They steal control of the Lord away from BREN and use it to break through. Game 3 goes to Execration. This one earns a name of its own, the Miracle Set.
Isang game na to ng basketball. Oh my
Uy! Oh my God!
Ayun na pala yun! Execration! Mamba mentality para kay Jack Mamba!
Momentum carries. Execration takes Game 4, then Game 5, completing a full reverse sweep 3-2. BREN Esports, the reigning world champions, are eliminated in 4th place. Execration advances to the lower bracket final, beats Aura Philippines, and reaches the Season 7 Grand Finals against Blacklist International. That series goes the full 7 games, with Blacklist claiming the title 4-3. Execration finishes as runners-up. But for one night in May 2021, in a game that ran past the 48-minute mark, a team with a losing regular season record eliminated the best team in the world. RSG Philippines versus RRQ Hoshi, MSC 2022. RSG Philippines had already lost to RRQ Hoshi once at MSC 2022, dropping the upper bracket final 1-3. They fought back through the lower bracket, beating Smart Omega 3 games to 2 to force a rematch in the grand final. Game 1 doesn't start well. RRQ Hoshi builds a 2,000 gold lead by the 8-minute mark, a team wipe and a Lord kill push that lead to 4,000. By the 17th minute, RRQ has destroyed every single one of RSG's inhibitor turrets. RSG Philippines has no towers left standing anywhere on the map, and they're down close to 10,000 gold. RRQ pushes for the finish. RSG survives. Their late-game picks, Xavier and Esmeralda, are built for exactly this kind of scaling fight. They defend their exposed base and trade a fight, 2 kills to 1, buying themselves room to breathe. At the 20-minute mark, RSG secures the enhanced Lord. They use it immediately, trading 3 kills for 1 while tearing down 3 outer turrets and 2 inhibitor turrets in a single push. The two teams are even again. At the 27-minute mark, RSG finds the last Lord fight of the game.
With that wall charge, Demon Kite gets it. RSG, they collapse once more. Albert caught low there with the winner's run, just still able to run away. Demon Kite gonna get taken low, but Demon finds it, just gets it there. The Light finds it. Demon with the triple kill. Oh, to Skyler.
They win it 5 kills to 1 and finish the wipeout by pushing straight into RRQ Hoshi's base. Game 1 ends in RSG's favor after 28 minutes, 17 kills to 11. Despite RSG having 0 towers standing just 11 minutes earlier, RSG takes Game 2 as well, then closes out Games 3 and 4 without needing another rescue. Final result, RSG Philippines sweeps RRQ Hoshi, 4-0 to become MSC 2022 champions. Eman is named tournament MVP. RSG becomes only the 3rd Filipino team to win the region's biggest international title. ONIC ID versus ONIC PH M3 World Championship. ONIC Indonesia and ONIC Philippines share an owner, a logo, and a name. At the M3 World Championship group stage in Singapore, they also share a bracket. Group B, ONIC Esports of Indonesia, ONIC Philippines, Brazil's VideoGame Stars, and Malaysia's Todak, has already been nicknamed the Group of Death, and the opening match puts the two ONIC teams against each other. ONIC Philippines starts fast. In the 6th minute, Kyrie's Lancelot lands a triple kill, building a 3,000 gold lead. 3 minutes later, Hatred's Eamon adds another triple kill, completing a 5-2 team wipe and securing the Lord for the Filipino side.
There you go, pero kuha yun ni Hatred. Oh, CW coming in. Pero ayun yung neighbor spasyo. Pero nahuli si Larsky. Agad Larsky to. Sabay may onting vengeance. Dalawa ngayon mawawala sa side ng ONIC PH. Kailangan na ba nila tumakbo dahil sumasabak na.
From there, ONIC Philippines controls the pace of the game for the next 10 minutes. Then, at the 20-minute mark, everything turns. ONIC Esports contests a Lord fight, and this time comes out on top. They wipe 4 members of ONIC Philippines in the exchange and take the buff for themselves. With the Filipino base exposed, ONIC Esports pushes in and destroys the inhibitor turret to close out the game. The Indonesian side completes the comeback, taking the opening match of the ONIC versus ONIC series. The loss doesn't end ONIC Philippines' run. They regroup, sweep Brazil's VideoGame Stars, then beat Malaysia's Todak, finishing the group stage in 1st place regardless. ONIC Esports, despite winning the derby, drops into the lower bracket after losing their other 2 group games. They beat Malaysia's Team SMG to stay alive, then fall to Blacklist International in a deciding 3rd game, ending their tournament. ONIC Philippines goes the distance, reaching the M3 Grand Finals, where they finish as runners-up to that same Blacklist International. ONIC Esports versus AP.BREN M5 Upper Bracket Game 1. 12 kills to 0. That's the scoreline 10 minutes into Game 1 of the M5 World Championship Upper Bracket Final played December 16th, 2023 in the Philippines. AP.BREN haven't lost a fight. ONIC Esports haven't landed a single kill. By minute 13, AP.BREN take the Lord uncontested and knock down one of ONIC's base turrets. Moments later, the gold gap sits at 30,000, with AP.BREN leading 14 kills to 1. In a best-of-7 series, teams have been eliminated for smaller deficits than this. ONIC Esports don't fold. At the 22-minute mark, Roamer Keyboy picks up Tigreal and lands a single crowd control combo.
CW pops in over the nature, able to shot some damage. Kill, the base is wide open, but it's going to be cleared out. Sans in the back, doing some damage. Mortality's falling left and right. AP.BREN losing members. Counts easy with the patient by break.
Base, an implosion, and just like Sky Kings descend from the skies back to the Philippines. I've got chills right now.
1 minute later, at 23 minutes, ONIC pushes straight down the exposed lane and ends the game. Final result, ONIC Esports win Game 1, despite trailing by 30,000 gold and 13 kills less than half an hour into the series. That single game sets the tone. ONIC close out Game 2 in roughly 12 minutes, then Game 3 in the same time, completing a 3-0 sweep of the reigning M2 World Champions. BREN regroup. They beat Blacklist International 3-0 in the lower bracket final and force a rematch with ONIC in the grand finals. This time, the series goes the distance all the way to a Game 7 decider, where Flapteasy erases a 5-7 kill deficit in the closing minutes to seal it. BREN close out the grand finals 4-3, becoming the first team in M Series history to win 2 world titles. But Game 1 of that upper bracket final, a 30,000 gold, 13 kill deficit erased in under 10 minutes, remains one of the fastest single-game turnarounds in MLBB's World Championship history.